Chapters 11 through 15 of Exodus from the Young's Literal Translation of the Bible. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Mark Penfold. Chapters 11 through 15 of the Book of Exodus from the Young's Literal Translation. Chapter 11. And Jehovah saith unto Moses, One plague more I do bring in on Pharaoh and on Egypt. Afterwards he doth send you away from this. When he is sending you away, he surely casteth you out altogether from this place. Speak, I pray thee, in the ears of the people, and they ask, each man from his neighbor, and each woman from her neighbor, vessels of silver and vessels of gold. And Jehovah giveth the grace of the people in the eyes of the Egyptians. Also the man Moses is very great in the land of Egypt, in the eyes of the servants of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of the people. And Moses saith, Thus said Jehovah, About midnight I am going out into the midst of Egypt, and every firstborn in the land of Egypt hath died, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who is sitting on his throne, unto the firstborn of the maidservant who is behind the millstones, and all the firstborn of beasts. And there hath been a great cry in all the land of Egypt, such as there hath not been, and such as there is not again. And against all the sons of Israel a dog sharpeneth not its tongue, from man even unto beast, so that ye know that Jehovah doth make a separation between the Egyptians and Israel. And all these thy servants have come down unto me, and bowed themselves to me, saying, Go out, thou and all the people who are at thy feet, and afterwards I do go out. And he goeth out from Pharaoh in the heat of anger. And Jehovah saith unto Moses, Pharaoh doth not hearken unto you, so as to multiply my wonders in the land of Egypt. And Moses and Aaron have done all these wonders before Pharaoh, and Jehovah strengtheneth Pharaoh's heart, and he hath not sent the sons of Israel out of his land. Chapter 12. And Jehovah speaketh unto Moses and unto Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month is to you the chief of months. It is the first to you of the months of the year. Speak ye unto all the company of Israel, saying, In the 10th of this month they take to them each man a lamb for the house of the fathers, a lamb for a house. And if the household be too few for a lamb, then hath he taken, he and his neighbor who is near unto his house, for the number of persons, each according to his eating ye do count for the lamb, a lamb, a perfect one, a male, a son of a year, let be to you. From the sheep or from the goats ye do take it. And it hath become a charge to you until the 14th day of this month, and the whole assembly of the company of Israel have slaughtered it between the evenings. And they have taken of the blood, and have put on the 2 side posts, and on the lintel over the houses in which they eat it. And they have eaten the flesh in this night, roast with fire, with unleavened things and bitters they do eat it. Ye do not eat of it raw or boiled at all in water, but roast with fire, its head with its legs, and with its inwards. And ye do not leave of it till morning, and that which is remaining of it till morning with fire ye do burn. And thus ye do eat it, your loins girded, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye have eaten it in haste, it is Jehovah's Passover. And I have passed over through the land of Egypt during this night, and have smitten every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from man even unto beast. And on all the gods of Egypt I do judgments. I am Jehovah. And the blood hath become a sign for you on the houses where ye are. And I have seen the blood, and have passed over you. And a plague is not on you for destruction in my smiting in the land of Egypt. And this day hath become to you a memorial, and ye have kept it a feast to Jehovah, to your generations, a statute age-during, ye keep it a feast. 7 days ye eat unleavened things, only in the first day ye cause leaven to cease out of your houses. For any one eating anything fermented from the 1st day till the 7th day, even that person hath been cut off from Israel. And in the first day is a holy convocation, and in the seventh day ye have a holy convocation. Any work is not done in them, only that which is eaten by any person, it alone is done by you. And ye have observed the unleavened things. For in this selfsame day I have brought out your hosts from the land of Egypt, and ye have observed this day to your generations, a statute age during. In the first month, in the 14th day of the month, in the evening, ye do eat unleavened things until the 21st day of the month at evening. 7 days leaven is not found in your houses. For any one eating anything fermented, that person hath been cut off from the company of Israel, among the sojourners, or among the natives of the land. Anything fermented ye do not eat in all your dwellings, ye do eat unleavened things. And Moses calleth for all the elders of Israel, and saith unto them, Draw out and take for yourselves from the flock, for your families, and slaughter the Passover sacrifice. And ye have taken a bunch of hyssop, and have dipped it in the blood which is in the basin, and have struck it on the lintel, and on the 2 side posts from the blood which is in the basin. And ye go not out each from the opening of his house till morning. And Jehovah hath passed on to smite the Egyptians, and hath seen the blood on the lintel, and on the 2 side posts. And Jehovah hath passed over the opening, and doth not permit the destruction to come into your houses to smite. And ye have observed this thing, for a statute to thee and to thy sons, unto the age. And it hath been when ye come in unto the land which Jehovah giveth to you, as he hath spoken, that ye have kept this service. And it hath come to pass when your sons say unto you, What is this service ye have? That ye have said, A sacrifice of Passover it is to Jehovah, who passed over the houses of the sons of Israel in Egypt, in his smiting the Egyptians, and our houses he delivered. And the people bow and do obeisance, and the sons of Israel go and do as Jehovah commanded Moses and Aaron. So have they done. And it cometh to pass at midnight, that Jehovah hath smitten every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who is sitting on his throne, unto the firstborn of the captive who is in the prison house, and every firstborn of beasts. And Pharaoh riseth by night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians. And there is a great cry in Egypt, for there is not a house where there is not one dead. And he calleth for Moses and for Aaron by night, and saith, Rise, go out from the midst of my people, both ye and the sons of Israel, and go, serve Jehovah according to your word. Both your flock and your herd take ye as ye have spoken, and go, then ye have blessed also me. And the Egyptians are urgent on the people, hasting to send them away out of the land, for they said, We are all dead. And the people taketh up its dough before it is fermented. Their kneading troughs are bound up in their garments on their shoulder. And the sons of Israel have done according to the word of Moses. And they ask from the Egyptians vessels of silver and vessels of gold, and garments. And Jehovah hath given the grace of the people in the eyes of the Egyptians. And they cause them to ask, and they spoil the Egyptians. And the sons of Israel journey from Rameses to Succoth, about 600,000 men on foot, apart from infants. And a great rabble also hath gone up with them, and flock and herd, very much cattle. And they bake with the dough which they have brought out from Egypt, unleavened cakes, for it hath not fermented. For they have been cast out of Egypt, and have not been able to delay, and also provision they have not made for themselves. And the dwelling of the sons of Israel which they have dwelt in Egypt is 430 years. And it cometh to pass at the end of 430 years, yea, it cometh to pass in this selfsame day, all the hosts of Jehovah have gone out from the land of Egypt. A night of watchings it is to Jehovah, to bring them out from the land of Egypt. It is this night to Jehovah of watchings to all the sons of Israel, to their generations. And Jehovah saith unto Moses and Aaron, This is a statute of the Passover. Any son of a stranger doth not eat of it, and any man's servant, the purchase of money, when thou hast circumcised him, then he doth eat of it. A settler or hired servant doth not eat of it. In one house it is eaten. thou dost not carry out of the house any of the flesh without, and a bone ye do not break of it. All the company of Israel do keep it. And when a sojourner sojourneth with thee, and hath made a Passover to Jehovah, every male of his is to be circumcised, and then he doth come near to keep it. And he hath been as a native of the land, but any uncircumcised one doth not eat of it. One law is to a native, and to a sojourner who is sojourning in your midst. And all the sons of Israel do as Jehovah commandeth Moses and Aaron, so have they done. And it cometh to pass in this selfsame day, Jehovah hath brought out the sons of Israel from the land of Egypt by their hosts. Chapter 13. And Jehovah speaketh unto Moses, saying, Sanctify to me every firstborn opening any womb among the sons of Israel, among man and among beast. It is mine. And Moses saith unto the people, Remember this day in which ye have gone out from Egypt, from the house of servants. For by strength of hand hath Jehovah brought you out from this, and anything fermented is not eaten. Today ye are going out, in the month of Abib. And it hath been when Jehovah bringeth thee in unto the land of the Canaanite, and of the Hittite, and of the Amorite, and of the Hivite, and of the Jebusite, which he hath sworn to thy fathers to give to thee, a land flowing with milk and honey, that thou hast done this service in this month. 7 days thou dost eat unleavened things, and in the 7th day is a feast to Jehovah. Unleavened things are eaten the 7 days. And anything fermented is not seen with thee. Yea, leaven is not seen with thee in all thy border. And thou hast declared to thy son in that day, saying, It is because of what Jehovah did to me in my going out from Egypt. And it hath been to thee for a sign on thy hand, and for a memorial between thine eyes, so that the law of Jehovah is in thy mouth. For by a strong hand hath Jehovah brought thee out from Egypt. And thou hast kept this statute at its appointed season, from days to days. And it hath been, when Jehovah bringeth thee in unto the land of the Canaanite, as he hath sworn to thee and to thy fathers, and hath given it to thee, that thou hast caused every one opening a womb to pass over to Jehovah, and every firstling, the increase of beasts which thou hast, the males, are Jehovah's. And every firstling of an ass thou dost ransom with a lamb. And if thou dost not ransom it, then thou hast beheaded it. And every firstborn of man among thy sons thou dost ransom. And it hath been, when thy son asketh thee hereafter, saying, What is this? That thou hast said unto him, By strength of hand hath Jehovah brought us out from Egypt, from a house of servants. Yea, it cometh to pass, when Pharaoh hath been pained to send us away, that Jehovah doth slay every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of man, even unto the firstborn of beast. Therefore I am sacrificing to Jehovah all opening a womb who are males, and every firstborn of my sons I ransom. And it hath been for a token on thy hand, and for frontlets between thine eyes. For by strength of hand hath Jehovah brought us out of Egypt. And it cometh to pass, in Pharaoh's sending the people away, that God hath not led them the way of the land of the Philistines, for it is near. For God said, Lest the people repent in their seeing war, and have turned back towards Egypt. And God turneth round the people the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea, and by 50s have the sons of Israel gone up from the land of Egypt. And Moses taketh the bones of Joseph with him, for he certainly caused the sons of Israel to swear, saying, God doth certainly inspect you, and ye have brought up my bones from this with you. And they journey from Succoth, and encamp in Etham, at the extremity of the wilderness. And Jehovah is going before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, to lead them in the way, and by night in a pillar of fire, to give light to them, to go by day and by night. He removeth not the pillar of the cloud by day, and the pillar of the fire by night, from before the people. Chapter 14. And Jehovah speaketh unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the sons of Israel, and they turn back and encamp before Pi-hahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, before Baal-zephon, Over against it ye do encamp by the sea. And Pharaoh hath said of the sons of Israel, they are entangled in the land, the wilderness hath shut upon them. And I have strengthened the heart of Pharaoh, and he hath pursued after them. And I am honored on Pharaoh, and on all his force. And the Egyptians have known that I am Jehovah. And they do so. And it is declared to the king of Egypt that the people hath fled. And the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants is turned against the people. And they say, What is this we have done, that we have sent Israel away from our service? And he harnesseth his chariot, and his people he hath taken with him. And he taketh 600 chosen chariots, even all the chariots of Egypt, and captains over them all. And Jehovah strengtheneth the heart of Pharaoh king of Egypt, and he pursueth after the sons of Israel. And the sons of Israel are going out with a high hand. And the Egyptians pursue after them, and all the chariot horses of Pharaoh, and his horsemen, and his force, overtake them, encamping by the sea, by Pi-hahiroth, before Baal-zephon. And Pharaoh hath drawn near, and the sons of Israel lift up their eyes, and lo, the Egyptians are journeying after them. And they fear exceedingly. And the sons of Israel cry unto Jehovah. And they say unto Moses, Because there are no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in a wilderness? What is this thou hast done to us, to bring us out from Egypt? Is not this the word which we spake unto thee in Egypt, saying, Cease from us, and we serve the Egyptians? For better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in a wilderness. And Moses saith unto the people, Fear not, station yourselves, and see the salvation of Jehovah, which he doth for you today. For, as ye have seen the Egyptians today, ye add no more to see them, to the age. Jehovah doth fight for you, and ye keep silent. And Jehovah saith unto Moses, What? Thou criest unto me? Speak unto the sons of Israel, and they journey. And thou, lift up thy rod, and stretch out thy hand towards the sea, and cleave it. And the sons of Israel go into the midst of the sea on dry land. And I, lo, I am strengthening the heart of the Egyptians, and they go in after them. And I am honored on Pharaoh, and on all his force, on his chariots, and on his horsemen. And the Egyptians have known that I am Jehovah, in my being honored on Pharaoh, on his chariots, and on his horsemen. And the messenger of God, who is going before the camp of Israel, journeyeth and goeth at their rear. And the pillar of the cloud journeyeth from their front, and standeth at their rear, and cometh in between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. And the cloud and the darkness are, and he enlighteneth the night, and the one hath not drawn near unto the other all the night. And Moses stretcheth out his hand towards the sea, and Jehovah causeth the sea to go on by a strong east wind all the night, and maketh the sea become dry ground, and the waters are cleaved. And the sons of Israel go into the midst of the sea on dry land, and the waters are to them a wall, on their right and on their left. And the Egyptians pursue and go in after them, all the horses of Pharaoh, his chariots, and his horsemen, unto the midst of the sea. And it cometh to pass in the morning watch, that Jehovah looketh unto the camp of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubleth the camp of the Egyptians, and turneth aside the wheels of their chariots, and they lead them with difficulty. And the Egyptians say, Let us flee from the face of Israel, for Jehovah is fighting for them against the Egyptians. And Jehovah saith unto Moses, Stretch out thy hand toward the sea, and the waters turn back on the Egyptians, on their chariots, and on their horsemen. And Moses stretcheth out his hand towards the sea, and the sea turneth back at the turning of the morning to its perennial flow. And the Egyptians are fleeing at its coming, and Jehovah shaketh off the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters turn back, and cover the chariots and the horsemen, even all the force of Pharaoh who are coming in after them, into the sea. There hath not been left of them even one. And the sons of Israel have gone on dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters are to them a wall on their right and on their left. And Jehovah saveth Israel in that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel seeth the Egyptians dead on the seashore. And Israel seeth the great hand with which Jehovah hath wrought against the Egyptians. And the people fear Jehovah, and remain steadfast in Jehovah, and in Moses his servant. Chapter 15. Then singeth Moses and the sons of Israel this song to Jehovah, And they speak, saying, I sing to Jehovah, for triumphing he hath triumphed. The horse and its rider he hath thrown into the sea. My strength and song is Jah, and he is become my salvation. This is my God, and I glorify him, God of my father, and I exalt him. Jehovah is a man of battle, Jehovah is his name. Chariots of Pharaoh and his force he hath cast into the sea, and the choice of his captains have sunk in the Red Sea. The depths do cover them, they went down into the depths as a stone. Thy right hand, O Jehovah, is become honorable in power. Thy right hand, O Jehovah, doth crush an enemy. And in the abundance of thine excellency thou throwest down thy withstanders. Thou sendest forth thy wrath, it consumeth them as stubble. And by the spirit of thine anger have waters been heaped together, stood as a heap have flowings. Congealed have been depths in the heart of a sea. The enemy said, I pursue, I overtake, I apportion spoil. Filled is my soul with them. I draw out my sword, my hand destroyeth them. Thou hast blown with thy wind, the sea hath covered them. They sank as lead in mighty waters. Who is like thee among the gods, O Jehovah? Who is like thee, honorable in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Thou hast stretched out thy right hand, earth swalloweth them. Thou hast led forth in thy kindness the people whom thou hast redeemed. Thou hast led on in thy strength unto thy holy habitation. Peoples have heard, they are troubled. Pain hath seized inhabitants of Philistia. Then have chiefs of Edom been troubled. Mighty ones of Moab, trembling doth seize them. Melted have all inhabitants of Canaan. Fallen them doth terror and dread. By the greatness of thine arm they are still as a stone, till thy people pass over, O Jehovah, till the people pass over whom thou hast purchased. Thou dost bring them in, and dost plant them in a mountain of thine inheritance. A fixed place for thy dwelling thou hast made, O Jehovah. A sanctuary, O Lord, thy hands have established. Jehovah reigneth to the age and forever. For the horse of Pharaoh hath gone in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea, and Jehovah turneth back on them the waters of the sea. And the sons of Israel have gone on dry land in the midst of the sea. And Miriam the inspired one, sister of Aaron, taketh the timbrel in her hand, and all the women go out after her, with timbrels and with choruses. And Miriam answereth to them, Sing ye to Jehovah, for triumphing he hath triumphed. The horse and its rider he hath thrown into the sea. And Moses causeth Israel to journey from the Red Sea, and they go out unto the wilderness of Shur. And they go 3 days in the wilderness, and have not found water. And they come into Marah, and have not been able to drink the waters of Marah, for they are bitter. Therefore hath one called its name Marah. And the people murmur against Moses, saying, What do we drink? And he crieth unto Jehovah, and Jehovah sheweth him a tree, and he casteth unto the waters, and the waters become sweet. There he hath made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he hath tried them. And he saith, If thou dost really hearken to the voice of Jehovah thy God, and dost that which is right in his eyes, and hast hearkened to his commands, and kept all his statutes, none of the sickness which I laid on the Egyptians do I lay on thee, for I, Jehovah, am healing thee. And they come to Elim, and there are 12 fountains of water, and 70 palm trees. And they encamp there by the waters. The end of chapters 11 through 15 of the book of Exodus from the Young's Literal Translation. Recording by Mark Penfold.